Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Nerd Benji YouTube video. So, I'm sure a lot of you watching this video will have a shop that you are mega obsessed with, and you spend a lot of time and money in there, and you could just look at stuff in there for hours and hours at a time. For me, that shop is the Complete Entertainment Exchange, or CEX as it's better known. And today I went shopping there, as you can see. So I'm going to be showing you what I bought. So we'll start with the small detail of how much I spent. I bought 6 games, costing a combined total of £13, and then I bought this bag as well, which added 10 pence to the cost. So yes. In terms of actual games I bought, there are 2 platforms that I bought games for. And you may have got a glimpse there. Those 2 platforms you may or may not have seen are the two of the biggest consoles of the noughties, that being the DS and the Wii. I bought 5 Wii games and 1 DS game, and the DS game was responsible for 8/13 of the money that I spent on games. But I think it can be justified. Should we start with the DS game? It's the most expensive, isn't it? So yeah, I bought Nintendogs, Labrador and Friends. So I owned Nintendogs back in the day, but I think, like most other people at the time, it was just a pirated copy. Admitting to criminal wrongdoing on the video. Well, actually, it wasn't technically me that did it, so am I breaking the law? But yes, so this game came out for the DS in whatever year it came out in, but Nintendo did something clever with it, in my eyes, I think, where they released different versions of the game, and each different version you would get different selection of dogs to start the game. I think that's really good because it allows you to actually start the experience before you even start playing, as you get to select what dog you want. And I didn't, because this was the only one available, but we won't talk about that. Yes, it cost £8, but I think it's a good game. I have 3 different platforms that I can play this game on. I have my DSi, my 3DS and 2DS, all of which will run this game perfectly fine, I believe. So yeah, Nintendogs. I had to pay a fair bit of money for it, but I imagine it will be worth it. So, all the Wii games, there are 5 of them, and the most expensive one of the selection only cost me £2. And you can probably see it, we'll go in the order of how I have them piled here. So we'll start with this one, Big Brain Academy Wii Degree. I've not actually seen a lot of this game, but I'm just looking at the back now. It's different mental problems and other related things. So I imagine it will be a game that I will enjoy. I don't know a lot about it. I don't... Was there a Big Brain Academy game on the DS? There probably was, and I probably played it, but I don't remember. Now we get into the interesting ballpark with our next 2 games. I'll show you the covers for them, and you'll know what I mean. Right, here we go. Yeah. Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour. Well, before you, insult me for buying this, I'll try and persuade you otherwise. Here's my reasoning for it. So, number 1, it's 50p. How can you not take a game for 50p? And I watched some of the game on YouTube, and it looks alright. So, yeah, on the back, I'll try and get it to focus in, but it's basically a rhythm game where you do different moves and you're basically dancing along to the song. So yeah, and I bought the other one as well, the Hannah Montana the movie game, and I haven't seen anything for this game yet, but you know, it might be interesting. I do admit to liking the songs from Miley Cyrus. Oh, sorry, from Hannah Montana, yeah. I do like some of Miley's songs as well. Okay, now, next game is one that I wasn't sure about buying, but it will lead to a discussion that I want to talk about with the 3 games. So, the second to last game is Golden Balls for the Wii. So, as you can see there, it says, based on the hit TV show. If you didn't know, Golden Balls was a game show that ran between 2 time periods that I do not remember off the top of my head. And I'll read you everything it says on the back. Based on the hit TV show, a game of luck, intuition, and outrageous stuff. This is Golden Balls, the big money psychological game. You have one simple task: kick out the killer balls while keeping the highest value golden ball in play. Play solo against 3 of the unique game characters or an amazing multiplayer mode with another friend. Compete against characters who will lie, cheat, or bluff to avoid being voted off. Choose whether to tell the truth or bluff your way through to the exciting final showdown. Who's got what it takes to take the lot? There is one thing that I would like to express slight concern about, but it was something I was prepared for anyway. I don't know how well you can see it, but let me just, if I change the angle, oops, that wasn't meant to happen. There, that's like able to see the graphics. You can see that they are not exactly the best, but I was used to this as I'd seen videos before for the Deal or No Deal Wii game. I assume that game home needs no explanation. It's not that old. But yeah, so the thing that I wanted to discuss kind of goes actually for all 4 of these games. And it was something with the DS as well. When both the Wii and the DS were out, there was a lot of what is called in the gaming industry shovelware available for both the DS and the Wii, and it's still a problem that the Nintendo Switch concurrently has. And what it basically means is games that aren't actually that good. And those consoles had a lot of games available that really weren't that good. And so you might be fearing that when you're buying a used game for 50p or £1 that it might not be that good. But I think that they all look alright. Now for the last game, and this one you'll probably be familiar with if you played the Wii. It is Wii Play Motion. So, as you may or may not know, the Wii, after it had been out a few years, a new accessory came out for the Wii remote known as the Wii Motion Plus, and it allowed better detection of a range of movements from the remote. And Nintendo created 2 new games to showcase the capabilities of this new feature. The first of the 2, one you've probably heard of, called Wii Sports Resort, which featured many sports such as basketball, swordplay, table tennis, wakeboarding, frisbee, and others. The second was this game, Wii Play Motion. Both games are obviously sequels to their original Wii games. Wii Sports Resort is the sequel to Wii Sports, and Wii Play Motion is the sequel to Wii Play. I don't remember the minigames from Wii Play Motion that well. I remember there was a Skipping Stones game. I think there was a game about whacking moles on the head, and there was one where you had to balance a massive ice cream. Yeah, as I believe I dropped in there, I did previously own this game, but we lost the disc. Now, you might be thinking, because it's a first-party Nintendo game, why it's £2. You see, when this game came out, it came as part of a bundle where it would come with a Wii Remote with built-in Motion Plus, so that you wouldn't have to fiddle around with it. And the game is unplayable without the Motion Plus, and so by selling the game on its own, it drops the value of it. If you look at the prices of Motion Plus accessories now, I generally see them for around £6 to £8. So, of course, the prices go down because of age. I believe Replay Motion came out in 2009, which is 10 years ago now. Unbelievable. I'm so old. So yeah. Last thing I thought I would point out, I said at the beginning, I spent £13 and 10 pence. Sorry, just £13 on these 6 games. £13 for 6 games. Let me bring you to about 1.5 years ago now. I was at Smith's Toy Superstore and I was buying my Nintendo Switch. It had already been out about a year, and I was waiting for the price to go down before I got it. But eventually I just realised the price wasn't going to go down, so I thought I'd just buy it as soon as possible. And obviously, when you buy a console, you buy games as well. And I bought 2 games. They both cost £42 each. One of them was Super Mario Odyssey, which I have here. The other was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, £42 and another £42 is £84. And that's for 2 games. For 6 games here, and 2 of them I know for an absolute fact are quality games, and I've only had to pay £13. Yes, I know you'll probably be saying, but the newer games are better. Yes, I agree with you in a way. But is it worth spending 40, 42, sometimes even £50 on a game? I don't personally think it is. And sorry, just briefly lost my train of thought. Sometimes it isn't worth paying lots of money for games. If by the time, because if we price on average a Nintendo Switch game at £40, and we say the price of the Nintendo Switch is £280, that's 7 games, and you've already spent £560. And I'll put into perspective the most expensive Wii games I saw at Complete Entertainment Exchange were firstly Mario Kart Wii, which cost £15. Then it was New Super Mario Brothers Wii, which also cost £15. And the next most expensive thing I saw, I believe, was Super Smash Bros. Brawl for £10. You could buy excellent quality games, in my opinion, like Wii Fit or Wii Fit Plus for 50p. There's a problem in that case that you need to buy the balance board as well, but you can find the balance boards for quite cheap. I don't know the exact price of one off the top of my head, but I'm sure you can look it up. Yeah, me myself, I know I am a bit biased when it comes to the Wii, as it was a console I grew up playing for a long time, but for a lot of people it's still great games, because for me personally, the only thing that sets apart the new games that come out on the Nintendo Switch and games off the Wii are that games in the Switch are in HD. The Wii games never originally came out in HD. I always think that adds to the novelty of playing Wii games. And yes, and that's without even talking about the DS game I bought, Nintendogs. And yes, I will point out the DS games were more expensive than the Wii games, because they are older. Well, actually, the way I said that, it doesn't make too much sense, but again, I've just, why do we keep doing this? Yes, I think because I was looking at the Ace Attorney game for the DS, that was £20. That's the most expensive DS game I can remember seeing. And just in case you were wondering, they do sell used Switch games at CeX, but I only bought £20 with me, and so there was only one game that I could actually afford, and I wasn't interested in it. Yeah, the Switch games do become a few pounds cheaper if you buy them used, but for me it's still not worth it. I get that companies, they have to price these games so high because I understand the budgets that go into these games. Developers, graphics, music, these things don't come cheap. And I've seen enough videos on the cost of video games to understand you have to price your product to at least recuperate the money you paid to make it in the first place. But yeah, this video was only really meant to be me showing you what I bought, but it's turned into a bit of a discussion about why I prefer old games. I will... Actually, one more thing. If any of you were wondering if I was going to do any videos on Nintendogs, the answer is probably not. Because the only way you can really record DS games or 3DS is with a capture card, as you technically can just get your phone to hang over the DS screen or stay behind it or something of the sort, but there's a problem when you've got like your hands on top of the screen or your stylus. It doesn't look particularly nice. And so I'm not planning to do any DS games or 3DS games on video. I do still plan to do a video on the Switch at some point. I said it would be this week's video. I just thought, because today I bought this stuff, I thought it'd be nice to show you it and talk about what I wanted to talk about with regards to old games and other related. Yeah. But one thing is, I personally think with games, they sort of do a V if you think about them on a graph with the prices. They come out, so they're along the top, and then as they get older, they go down, and they keep going down. But then eventually they get so old that they start to become rare, and they go back up again, and then sometimes they even cost more than what they originally cost. If you look for just a few minutes online, you'll find examples of games on old consoles such as the NES or the SNES or PS1, original Xbox, anything of the sort, and you will find examples of games that cost way more than you. I think there's some that even cost something like £500, which is crazy to say the least. There's one last thing that I will talk about with regards to my visit. If you look on the CeX website, you will be able to find all the different products, and pardon me, you can see all the different products that you would be able to see in stores, and they have different categories like technology, computing, games, music, DVDs. So yeah, I was hoping before I went to maybe buy some older albums, because I like putting older albums on shelves, and you can find them for quite cheap. So I was hoping to do that, but my local CeX does not have albums. And something I forgot, we have another store nearby that does sell used albums called HMV, but I completely forgot it existed and spent most of my money on these Wii and DS games, and the remaining money I spent on this book here, On the Works, which is another great job. It normally costs £17, about £16.99, but I got it for £7. Just knocked on the door there, and it's different information about psychology, which is an interest of mine. But I won't talk about that, as it won't be too long. I will let you go. Yeah. So, I haven't decided which Switch game I will do yet, but I'll decide soon enough. I'm thinking either Mario Kart or Mario Party, or Go Vacation. I'm thinking one of those three. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.